Detective Alex Brown had seen his fair share of crime scenes, but the one before him sent shivers down his spine. The room was dimly lit, with the smell of death hanging heavy in the air. A prominent businessman, Richard Walker, lay lifeless on the floor, his eyes staring blankly at the ceiling. It was a chilling murder, and Alex knew he had to find the culprit quickly. As he examined the crime scene, he noticed a peculiar detail. A single white rose placed gently beside the victim's body. It seemed out of place, and Alex had a gut feeling that it held significance. He carefully bagged it as evidence, hoping it would lead him to the killer. Richard Walker's life seemed perfect on the surface, but the deeper Alex dug, the more secrets he unearthed. The businessman was involved in shady dealings, illegal investments, and had a long list of enemies. Each potential suspect seemed plausible, making the investigation a tangled web of deceit and betrayal. Among the suspects, Alex focused on three individuals: Rebecca Walker, Richard's ambitious wife who had been long neglected by her husband, Edward Thompson, a rival businessman who had lost a fortune due to Richard's underhanded tactics, and Vincent Lane, an ex-convict with a grudge against Richard for sending him to jail years ago. As the investigation progressed, Alex received an anonymous tip leading him to a hidden underground gambling den. It was a place where secrets were exchanged and deals were made under the radar. There, he met with a mysterious informant known only as the Shadow. The Shadow claimed to have crucial information about the murder. As a condition, the Shadow demanded immunity and protection for exposing the truth. Alex agreed, eager to catch the killer. The informant revealed that Richard Walker's murder was orchestrated by someone within his own circle, a traitor seeking revenge for past betrayals. With this revelation, Alex knew the killer must be someone close to Richard, someone he trusted implicitly. He re-examined the evidence, focusing on the people who had access to Richard's inner circle and could manipulate events without raising suspicion. As the pieces fell into place, the investigation led Alex back to Rebecca Walker. Her love for Richard had turned to hatred over the years, fueled by his neglect and countless affairs. She had discovered his darkest secrets and found solace in the arms of Edward Thompson. The two had planned to frame Vincent Lane, the ex-convict, for the murder, as he was already an easy target for the police. But Rebecca's meticulous plan began to crumble when Vincent was found dead in his apartment. An apparent suicide note left behind. However, something about the note felt off to Alex. He suspected it was staged to cover up Vincent's murder, making him look like a guilty man taking his own life. Confronting Rebecca, Alex unraveled the final piece of the puzzle. The white rose, a symbol of love and affection, was meant to throw off investigators and pin the crime on Vincent. But Rebecca's mistake was choosing a flower Richard had loathed. He had often criticized it as a cliched expression of love. Cornered and desperate, Rebecca confessed to the crime, admitting that she had poisoned Richard and then framed Vincent for both murders. She hoped to inherit Richard's fortune and escape with Edward, starting a new life far away from their troubled pasts. Justice prevailed, and Rebecca was taken into custody. The case was closed, but Detective Alex Brown knew that the shadows of crime would always linger. As he left the crime scene, he couldn't help but wonder how love could turn so sour, leading to such a tragic outcome. In the aftermath, Alex took some time to reflect on the case. He thought about how fragile human relationships could be, and how the pursuit of power and wealth could corrupt even the strongest bonds. He vowed to stay vigilant, knowing that darkness could reside in the hearts of those closest to us. Months passed, and Techville seemed to recover from the shock of the high-profile murder. But little did Alex know that a new case would soon test his resolve once again. A series of unexplained disappearances shook the city, leaving families heartbroken and the community gripped by fear. As Alex delved into the mysterious disappearances, he found no discernible connections among the victims. The only clue was a faint scent of jasmine that lingered at each crime scene. It reminded him of the white rose from the Richard Walker case, but he couldn't be certain if there was any link. Despite the lack of leads, Alex refused to give up. He meticulously retraced the steps of the missing persons and combed through their backgrounds, looking for any common threads. Hours turned into days, and days turned into weeks, but the answers remained elusive. One night, as Alex was poring over the evidence, he received an anonymous call. The voice on the other end was distorted, but the words sent a chill down his spine. "You're getting closer, detective, but be careful." Not all truths are meant to be uncovered. The hairs on the back of his neck stood on end. And Alex knew he had struck a nerve with the culprit. He redoubled his efforts, refusing to back down in the face of intimidation. His determination only fueled the mystery caller's anger. As the investigation intensified, Alex found himself isolated from friends and family. He had become consumed by the case, haunted by the faces of the missing and the chilling warning he had received, but he pressed on, his unwavering commitment to justice the only thing keeping him going. Finally, a breakthrough came when a witness reported seeing a suspicious figure near one of the crime scenes. The description matched that of a reclusive florist named Evelyn Carter. She had withdrawn from society after a tragedy in her past, and her small flower shop had become her sanctuary. Alex paid Evelyn a visit, and as he stepped into the shop, the scent of jasmine filled the air. He noticed a fresh bouquet of white roses on the counter. Evelyn seemed polite but guarded, and as he questioned her about the disappearances, he detected a hint of sadness in her eyes. She denied any involvement, but Alex couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to her story. He decided to keep an eye on her, hoping she would slip up and reveal her true intentions. Late one night, while surveilling Evelyn's shop, Alex saw her leaving with a large bag. Intrigued, he followed her discreetly, and to his horror, he discovered the truth. Evelyn was the one behind the disappearances. She had been kidnapping people she believed were responsible for the tragedy in her past, seeking revenge for the pain they had caused her. Alex confronted Evelyn, and in a tense standoff, she admitted to her crimes. Driven by a thirst for vengeance, he managed to apprehend her and bring her to justice. But the experience left him deeply shaken. He realized that sometimes the search for the truth could lead to dark and unexpected places. As the years passed, Alex continued to solve cases and bring criminals to justice. But the memory of the white rose and the scent of jasmine never faded. He understood that, in the world of crime and punishment, some answers could remain forever elusive, but he remained resolute in his mission, knowing that even in the face of darkness, justice must prevail. And so, Detective Alex Brown continued his never-ending pursuit of truth and justice in the city of Techville.